Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a fascinating real-world experiment. We want to see if it's actually possible to build a legitimate income stream using a tool that literally every single one of us has on our phones right now, Google Maps. We're going to unpack a brilliant challenge to see exactly how this whole process works. So let's just dive right in.
To set the stage here, our source creator asked a really straightforward question. Can you make money using only Google Maps? They decided to try and build a business totally from scratch. I'm talking zero paid ads, no expensive software, absolutely no existing audience to leverage, and not even a website, just a laptop, Google Maps, and a simple service.
The stakes for this experiment were incredibly clear. The creators set a highly specific revenue target of exactly $800. No vague goals here, just a hard, measurable number they had to hit.
And to make things even more intense, they put themselves on a ticking clock of just 4 hours to hit that target. 4 hours. This strict limit is honestly brilliant because it instantly eliminates those slow-burn business models, right? Things like drop shipping, affiliate marketing, or trying to build a massive audience. Those take weeks, if not months. A 4-hour window forces you to be incredibly efficient and just offer a simple service that fixes a real problem right now.
All right, Section 1, the 4-hour challenge. No time to waste.
Moving right along to Section 2, validating and learning. This is all about testing market demand.
Because before you start that clock and blindly build a business, you've got to use a free tool like Google Trends to ensure there's actually active market demand for local business marketing. This brilliantly illustrates a golden rule. Don't fall in love with an idea first, test the demand first. Once you've validated it, please don't waste time trying to become some world-class SEO expert overnight. A lot of beginners make that exact mistake. Instead, just focus on learning enough about Google business profiles to spot what's missing so you can legitimately offer a useful service.
Okay, Section 3, finding qualified local prospects. Time to hunt.
This is where you actually open up Google Maps and start searching for local businesses, plumbers, painters, electricians, roofers, and you carefully evaluate their digital storefronts. Now think about the stark contrast for a second. If a local plumber has a beautifully optimized profile with thousands of reviews and professional photos, they probably don't need you. You are hunting for the opportunity profile. You're looking for the guys with missing contact info, barely any reviews, and super outdated pictures. Those visible gaps, that's exactly where your service comes in. That's your goldmine.
To keep track of these targets, you really don't need fancy, expensive CRM software. Honestly, finding 10 highly qualified prospects and just dropping them into a simple spreadsheet is way more valuable than blindly collecting hundreds of random businesses. All you need are a few simple columns: the business name, their location, the condition of their profile, and the specific potential problem you've identified. Keep it simple.
Once you have your targets lined up, you need an offer. But rather than overwhelming these business owners with some complex 10-feature marketing package, craft a simple starter package. Just focus on these core steps: a basic profile review, an information cleanup, a few image recommendations, and a description improvement. That's the whole shebang. You focus on legitimate, tangible improvements without irresponsibly promising them the #1 spot on Google or 1,000 new customers by tomorrow. You're simply selling a credible cleanup service.
Section 4, the outreach and pivot. Time to make some calls. Now comes the fun part.
Well, actually, scratch that. It's the part where most beginners absolutely freeze up, actually picking up the phone to contact these business owners before that 4-hour clock runs out. And listen, when you make those calls, you are going to hear no. Rejection is a totally normal, albeit kind of terrifying part of the sales process. Hearing a no doesn't mean this entire business model is broken. It simply means that specific prospect just wasn't ready to buy, or maybe they already have someone handling their marketing. That makes your persistence absolutely key here.
But if your pitch really isn't working at all, you have to look for data patterns and pivot. You've got to move away from a bad pitch, like selling vague marketing hype or weirdly pretending you work for Google, to a good pitch. A good pitch points out highly specific, highly visible problems. For example, telling a business they lack images compared to their direct local competitors and then offering to fix exactly that.
The crucial point to remember is this: people don't buy services because the service sounds impressive. They buy because they believe the service will solve a problem. Business owners literally do not care about fancy marketing jargon or whatever software you use. They just want clear, honest solutions to things that are visibly hurting their bottom line.
Section 5, results and real lessons. Let's look at the final outcome.
So with the clock winding down, if someone finally says yes, you have to get paid.
You use legitimate invoicing platforms, you agree on the exact scope of work, and you keep it incredibly professional. And the final outcome of this high-pressure experiment? $700 in sales. Now yes, it missed the initial target of $800 by $100, but the exact revenue wasn't really the main point. Making $700 in 4 hours totally proved that you can validate, pitch, and sell a service locally without having to build a massive agency first.
Let's run through the 6 actionable lessons you should take away from this explainer. 1. Always validate before building. 2. Look for existing problems. Don't just invent products. 3. Keep that first offer incredibly simple. 4. Accept rejection as part of the process. 5. Never sell fake guarantees or promise #1 rankings. And finally, number 6. Grow value over time. Try to turn that one small cleanup job into a long-term client relationship.
The absolute overarching takeaway here is this. Google Maps is a research tool. It's not a magical ATM. The tool itself isn't what makes the money, right? The real business skill, the actual thing you're getting paid for, is your ability to identify a problem, communicate its value clearly to another human being, and then confidently ask for payment to solve it. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Would you try this challenge yourself? And what local business would you target first? Think about your own neighborhood for a second. Think about those incomplete profiles sitting right there on your phone right now. Ask yourself, what is really stopping you from turning those digital problems into your own real-world opportunities? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.